What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a fantastic Tuesday. We are here a little bit after 12:30. It is a very, very nice day out there. Hope you're all doing well. Got a bunch of work done early this morning. Was up at like 6 a.m. I've got a lot of things coming up. So we made the joke this past weekend. I have now become the lawnmower man. Well, I'm taking that back up because today I just sat out there ripping out as many effing weeds as I possibly could. It has been annoying as hell, but I got a nice little piece of information come across my phone, gave me the ability to come on in, take a nice little break, and get this bad boy together. So one of the players we talked about during those rookie minicamp tryouts was a certain wide receiver that used to play for Jalen Hurts. So we went ahead and signed him, and then we went ahead and waived someone in a corresponding move. Now, the Eagles are at 89 players, I do believe. Now, I'm not sure if they're waiting to see what happens with Josh Sills. He is exempt from the roster right now, so he doesn't count. So not exactly sure if they know some things that we don't. Maybe things are going to be cleared up. He'll be back on the roster. I'm not sure. But maybe they're trading for someone, adding someone. A lot of things could be possible here, but I still believe we have an open roster spot. But without further ado, let's jump right into it. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. But Charleston Rambo was signed. And, you know, we talked about him, of course, a cool name. Everybody pumped up about it when we talked about him a couple weeks ago. And, you know, this young man clearly with his relationship with Jalen Hurts back in like 17 was, or no, I think it was 2019, I want to say, and had a pretty damn good season. If you guys missed those videos of the undrafted kids, the rookie minicamp tryouts, go check all of those out. I mean, this kid, you know, nothing too special. He's a rookie minicamp tryout, but he's not a rookie. This is something we talked about the other day. So let's break down who Charleston Rambo is. And, you know, Jarrid Williams being waived. We'll talk about that. That poor dude, he's been waived like 6 times in his like 2 years that he's even been here, not even. So look, Miami guy for a Miami guy. And, you know, he's played in Oklahoma. He played for the Orlando Guardians. He was actually an undrafted free agent signing by the Panthers. So he's got some experience here, but let's get to know him a little bit. And I brought the graphics from that show when we talked about his college career, but also the fact that he doesn't really have an NFL career. He was undrafted, but he didn't ever get to play for the Panthers, but he did go to the XFL. So I do have his stats from the Orlando Guardians, and something important that needs to be added in there, a certain reason. So let's just take a look at it. We'll talk about it here. So we talked about the fact that clearly, you know, he did not play his whole career at Oklahoma, as you can see here, obviously. But, you know, he finished up, I believe it was his 5th year there. He transferred over to Miami. And we talked about this. You know, he had himself a pretty damn good year back in 19 with Hurts. He was 17.3 yards per reception, and that was his highest in his career. 15.2 was his career average. I don't know, I have 50.1 in there, but it is what it is. He had 16 total touchdowns in that 2019 year with Hurts. He had 5 touchdowns. And, you know, this final year in Miami, actually only played 4th year. This was his 4th year that was at Miami. He spent 3 at Oklahoma. He had 7 touchdowns his last season there, and that was in 2021. So he was an undrafted kid by the Panthers, was unable to make the squad there. But you see down at the bottom, he has a few kick returns under his belt. You know how adamant I have been about bringing in a returner to compete. And, you know, look, we've got Britton Covey. He's a punt returner. He cannot kick return. He doesn't do it. I mean, he could, but I'm not putting him back there. And, you know, I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. I think if we blocked a little bit better for Britton Covey, he would have done a lot more. He was actually one of the better punt returners last season. But Charleston Rambo provides you with some kick returning ability, a friend of Jalen Hurts. So I love to see that. Now, he did not have any returns for the Guardians there last season, but he started 8 of the 10 games he played. He had 430 yards, 12.2 yards per catch, 3 touchdowns. Now, you got to take all that stuff with a grain of salt. You know, who's his quarterback? What's the level of competition? So all that stuff, I just show you these stats. I know you guys love that kind of stuff. So I want to just show you that this is a bigger bodied receiver, 6'1", 185. We talked about his versatility, an outside guy that he'll bring something to the table as a depth piece, but the fact that he can return the ball, that is his bread and butter. That will get him a job here if he can show up. So Charleston Rambo, go get you some. And you love to see all these people. And we talked about it, remember last year when it was, oh, we're trading Jalen Hurts. It's like, no, dude, we're literally hiring, signing, trading anyone that has ever been in contact with this dude. So love to see it. We're building around him. We're building that dynasty I talked about last season. And I really think, obviously missing that last game. We did not win, but I still feel that way. I still feel we're building a contender for the very long haul here. It's not just the near future. I think that the next 5 to 7, 8 years, you're going to have a very successful team. And I think we're going to be the next dynasty in the NFL. I know that's very hard to do, but Nick Sirianni, Jalen Hurts, look, man, I got a lot of hate for believing in them and Howie Roseman last year, but I think people are finally seeing what I meant by teaching them all those things. And look, I'm going to continue doing that this offseason. Very excited to have people as Eagles fans this year, not Eagles haters. That was one of the most annoying off seasons ever. And then we went to the Super Bowl. So, I was laughing my ass off the entire time. But a happy Tuesday to you, Liz, one of the diehards starting us off. That's what I love to see. And you've been here through the thick and the thin. My Lord, has it been quite a tough time trying to get people on board with this team. But I think this offseason, everybody is strapped in, ready to rock and roll. I hope you're having a great Tuesday. It's going to be a very fun offseason. Already been a very fun offseason. And I showed you guys last night those graphics I'm putting together for the defense, for the schedule, all these things, giving myself, of course, extra work that I just really don't have time for, but I love each and every one of you, so I'm going to get that stuff out to you throughout this week. Hope you're all enjoying this all season, though. My man Drew in here. Now we're talking. We got this party started. We got Liz and Drew starting us off, and then my man Sean in here. Let's effing go. Hope you're all having yourselves a great day, but wanted to jump on this, talk about this here, and yes, he can return, and we talked about that during those tryouts, that if anybody has a chance to make it, it's him because, well, he can kick return. So obviously nothing too crazy there. Doesn't have stats jumping off the page, but he has the ability to do it, and he's going to get a shot to do that. So, yo, my man in the building, Joe, dude, hope you're doing well. We signed Charleston Rambo, Waive, Jarrid, Williams. So making moves, baby. Doing well, William. Hope you and the family are well. Also, thank you for tuning in, my man GP in here. Let's go. Let's go. You guys getting this party started on a Tuesday in my lunch break, and I'm all about it, man. But he can return indeed. That's all we need is some competition back there. I highly doubt he makes the team, but if this dude can go back there and kill it as kick returner, why not? Why not? But yeah, clearly we all like that Rambo. Now, he was wearing number 13 at the tryouts, but I assume they'll give him a different number because that is Olamide Zaccheaus' number. So you'll see a lot of these players getting the same numbers in these times, and that's fine. But a lot of them will share numbers, with the guys that were trying out, and most of them did not make the team. So a lot of numbers are back to being opened up. And once we decide what's going on with this roster here, that's when the numbers will get thrown around here. So love to see the love being shared in here. Let's go. Appreciate each and every one of you. But now let's take a look at the updated wide receiver room, and then we'll take a look at the offensive line. And you know what? I brought another position with me because I was just fixing up these pages. Now, I keep these throughout the year. You ever want to know who is at what position, what we've got going on? Here are the safeties we talked about yesterday. Sidney Brown changed his number from 43 to 21. Andre Sacheret was waived last week, so that number was freed up. So just wanted to show you that as we're talking about numbers. But you see those 6 safeties competing. We've got a plethora of cornerbacks, like 10 of them, and a lot of guys that are versatile that can play some safety. So going to be fun to see there. But let's get back on track here. Wide receivers. You see that we added another one to the mix, and I'm all about it. Now, we talked about Quez and Olamide battling it out for wide receiver 3, both going to get their snaps, so may the best man win. Let's go. But beyond that, who wants to win themselves a job? So Covey got a job last year because he was the punt returner. But beyond that, look, Greg Ward's average at returning. Devin Allen doesn't return. He hasn't returned a ball in 10 years. I know the media is going to tell you he needs to be the returner, but again, the guy has had 8 kick returns in his entire life, and that was 10 years ago. The Eagles didn't even try him there last year. So not thinking I'm putting a guy. I remember last year somebody said, if the Eagles want to win the Super Bowl, we have to have Devin Allen back there as the returner. Probably one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. No, in the Super Bowl, I'm not going to put a guy that hasn't returned the ball in 10 years back there to return. No. Tyree Cleveland, we added, you remember at the end of the season there, he has a little bit of return ability. He's a speedster, bigger guy. Look, you're looking for people that can add wherever. And if these guys never return in college, who cares? Try them out anyway. So you've got Hazelwood and Nada, two undrafted kids that were brought in. And I'm excited about both of them. And now Rambo in the building. So you've got 7 guys trying to vie for a 5th, maybe a 6th wide receiver spot. And obviously being able to return is going to be the name of the game here. But Rambo's got a little bit of experience under his belt, so maybe that helps him. And look, most of those guys are young guys. You see 2 rookies there, and then the rest, you've got 4 dudes with 1 year experience, and then Greg Ward, who's got a couple. So look, you got to be able to help in the return game. We need a spark there. If not, maybe the Eagles make a trade. We've talked about that also. So it's not like we don't have cap space. You know, you'll hear the media and people that don't understand to tell you, oh, the Eagles didn't have cap space months ago. And I broke it down for months each time that, well, we did. And yeah, you could see we definitely did. We drafted all the people. We extended Hurts, and we still have $13.5 million, as I told you months ago. So go check that video out. If you can't find it, it's under the playlist. Show me the money. And look, you'll learn all you need to know about how to do the cap. And you can ask any of the content creators out there, any of the media. I've been happy to teach them all how the cap actually works the last couple of years because, well, it just got annoying to me hearing how we didn't have money. We couldn't sign anyone. And it was like, do you know how this works? So it's been my pleasure to get people on board, and it has been awesome. These last couple of years, I set out to change the game, and that is exactly what has happened. You've seen everyone now learning about the cap, doing it, and it's truly my pleasure. I got tired of the misinformation. I get tired of people that make stuff up just for clicks every single year. You know, when you come here, you're always going to get it. If it's from a source, I'm going to tell you. I'm never going to make stuff up hoping that it happens. That's just not my style. And for those of you who do, hey, to each their own. But for me, I'm all about those facts, baby. And the facts, they just keep smashing people right in the face. And I love it, man. They can keep hating our Eagles. I'm going to keep educating. So I love it, love it, love it. But my man Joe in here, hope you're doing well. And yo, dude, I commented on one of the things. And look, I saw you were like down at the draft. I wanted to talk to you about that. So I'm definitely going to reach out to you. It has just been crazy. And anybody else who's watching, I know there's like 10 of you who asked me to come on your shows. Reach out again. It has just been pure chaos here. I'm not kidding. I've literally turned into the lawnmower man. I've got 3 effing lawns throughout the weeks to take care of. And just with work and this stuff, it all just makes life, it makes me want to jump out of that window. I'll be real with you. But dude, want to talk to you about that. That's awesome to see you doing big things. Go check out my man Joe's channel, the Philly podcast. Really appreciate you tuning in, my man. And if you guys got anything from this, you can definitely hit that like button, subscribe down below. But yeah, I'm all about that secondary. Very excited. And wait till you see these guys' graphics. I'm breaking down the defense like I did last year, showing you all the schemes that you're going to see. Oh boy, does it have me excited. The versatile pieces we have, I'm all about it. And I like Joseph Nada. He has a little bit of return capability as well. So bring it to the table, young man. But there really is. And no, lots of competition at linebacker too. You got Nakobe Dean, Nicholas Morrow. I know a lot of people don't like the Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean, Nicholas Morrow room. I love those guys. I think Nakobe Dean and Nolan Smith are going to be studs. And Nicholas Morrow, a great signing. So for me, I feel pretty comfortable about it. And Sean Bradley there, Davian Taylor, and Christian Ellis are going to be competing. So Ben Van Sumer and the undrafted kid was brought in. There will be competition. But, yeah, there's no all-pros there. But you can't have that at every position. But I love it, man. I love each position. I think I feel much more strongly about. I know a lot of people are down on safety. They don't like Sidney Brown, Reed Blankenship, or Terrell Edmonds. For me, another room where I feel 3 guys that are going to get work. And I'm all about it, man. So I feel very comfortable about this team. If we started today, I think Super Bowl winner, not just contender. And that doesn't mean that we're done adding, though. We got $13.5 million, and we're hungry, man. So let's go, baby. It's competition going on. You know it, dude. This is going to be very fun all season, and I'm doing my best to try to get invited to another one of those closed practices because those are the bread and butter, baby. I've been to a million open practices and things like that in my life, but never behind the scenes. That was pretty crazy. And obviously being there with a trainer and Lane Johnson's girlfriend allowed me to just act like I was supposed to be. And you know what? F that. I was supposed to be there. And Joe, funny that you're speaking right now, because I actually saw something from you. I was talking about today, this morning, how funny it was. Remember when the media was saying Jalen Hurts was having one of the worst off season. He is a terrible quarterback. You have to trade him. Howie's horrible. Fire him. Defensive line is horrible. They don't know what they're running on defense, just because the media didn't know what they were seeing. So then I got invited. And then I told everyone, I was like, now this is incorrect. Jalen Hurts looks phenomenal. He will be at an MVP level, like I broke down before the season started. Nope, this defense will break the sack record. Now we got close. We didn't break it. Told you we'd be a top defense. I mean, it was all right there for them to see, but the key is understanding what you're watching. And, well, I got to see most of them, and it kind of made sense as to why they had no idea what they were watching, but that was hilarious. I really hope that I get a chance to make it to many of those this year, because I know you guys loved it, having someone that was there to not spin any narratives, just give you what the hell is actually going on here. Remember when I told you Josh Jobe would make the team at that same day? It's just, I think if you would hire people that know football, I don't know, I think that would go a long way. That's just my opinion, but I think there's going to be a lot of great competition. So I'm going to do my best to get to as many of those events, give you guys the content that you deserve. We don't need to hear how Jalen Hurts needs to be traded all offseason, how we need to fire Howie Roseman. I don't need to hear that anymore. We need people that are going to break down football because they understand it. And I'm going to do my best to get back there again this year and do everything I can to give you the real nitty gritty on what's going down here. So let them keep spinning their narratives. And what's the saying, folks? Let them keep hating. I'll keep educating. So, man, we're definitely going to be meeting up. I'm lucky. My brother has season tickets, and I don't know if he just feels guilty that I almost died, but he takes me to a lot. Now, I'm just kidding, because he's taken me as many as he possibly could. But I feel like he and his wife are now just like, we don't know how much time he's got left. Let's take him to as many as we can. But no, he is awesome. And he always invites me when he's able, when he's not selling them to someone, or when he can go, things like that. So I try to go to as many home games as I can. And with my health, I like to believe I continue to get better each year. So the long drives, like leaving at 4 a.m. for a 1 o'clock game, getting home at midnight, like those are tough days, driving for 9 hours, tailgating for 8 hours, whatever, and then watching the game and then driving home. Well, first you got to go to the brothers, you got to have a little session, then we drive home. And bro, it's just, to me, I'm dedicated to anything. If I had money, if I didn't have all these medical bills, if I didn't have this hell, I'd have an awesome computer. I would be at every game. I would be at every away game, not just every home game. So trust me, I am continuing to build this thing in hopes to make this better for you, and in hopes that I can be at all these things, and then in turn, one day be able to take you guys to games. Now, I've been able to take a couple of you guys to a couple games, a couple of the events. Now, that's only when I'm given these tickets or things like that, or if I have something extra. Look, I'm sorry. The way my life has been flipped upside down with this stupid disease, it just makes it really, really hard to be able to do these things financially. So I'm doing my best. I'm trying to grow, but with your support, we will make it, ladies and gentlemen. I truly believe that, and I cannot wait. A lot of you, not just Drew, to meet you guys this year. For those of you who I met last year, that was awesome. Tailgating at the NFC Championship game was really awesome, getting to meet a bunch of you guys. There's nothing but love for you guys. And even some of you, that hated me the last couple of years just because I believed in the development of Jalen Hurts, or broke down why Howie Roseman was the best GM, or why Nick Sirianni was a great coach. I don't hold grudges, man. I do not care if people don't understand football. I am here to try to help. If people want to get mad about that, that's on them. That is not something I can control. But trust me, if you ever tried to argue that Hurts was a bust and how he sucked, I don't care, man. We all make mistakes. So brush it off. Dude, I'm here to talk birds. I love each and every one of you. So, dude, don't think that I hate any of you. I don't hold hate in my heart for anything but the Dallas Cowboys. So, look, I would love to meet some of you throughout these weeks during, the off season, the open practices. I'll be at some of those closed practices. So some of you, the coolest story ever, I believe, damn it, I can never remember your name. Rob, I want to say, screaming out, "On the road to victory," while I'm with Lane Johnson's girlfriend and his trainer. Coolest effing thing that's ever happened to me. You made me look so effing cool in front of them. They're like, "Dude, people know you?" I'm like, "I don't think they do. I don't know how that Eagles security guard knew me at this practice, but I love that, dude." So if any of you are ever at any of these events, someone saw my picture from Mother's Day at Knoebels Amusement Resort. If you're ever at Knoebels, I live like a half hour away from there. I'm always down to meet up with you guys, always down to talk some birds, meet the family here. That's what this is all about. We're building a family here. I got tired of the negativity. And look, man, we can be pissed off together just like I was. And look, I'm pissed, but you have to understand what kind of fan I am. I don't care. I've been alive for 37 years now, and I've seen way worse teams than any of these Eagles, Phillies, Flyers, Sixers have put out. So I will never turn my back on these teams. I've been wearing my Sixers stuff just for the reason that we lost. And I need people to understand that I don't care, that I will always support my teams. I truly am 4 for 4 and will go to the grave that way. And look, man, I know a lot of people aren't like that. We have a new day and age, cheer for the team that's winning, be a front runner, go root for the Cowboys when the Eagles aren't winning. That's just not my style. I could never do that. That's never going to be me. I couldn't be one of those people that wanted to trade Hurts. I will always root for my team. That's who I am, dude. And I know that rubs people the wrong way, but that's okay, man. Not everyone can stay dedicated and true to what they love. But that's something my father taught me. So it's different in this world, man. And that's okay. It's okay. But dude, if you guys ever want to meet up, dude, just let me know. Seriously, you guys are family to me. And I don't think you understand what I go through with this stupid ass disease and how much you guys truly help me get through that stuff. I don't try to complain about it, or I don't want you to ever worry about it. Only time I ever tell you about it is if I'm in the hospital and I can't make a show that night. So I just want you to know I'm not forgetting about you. But look, dude, I truck through all of this no matter what. And it's all because of you. I cannot do this without each and every one of you. Hit that like button, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. It truly helps. So cannot thank you all enough. And yo, my man, King DV in the building. Appreciate you, dude. We were going over these moves that were made. We looked at the wide receivers here. So you can see now with Charleston Rambo in the room there. Almost called him Christian. But you can see those guys. Look, we've got ourselves 11 dudes competing for about 5-6 jobs. So all about it. Now, the offensive line, we got rid of Jarrid Williams. So now you're back to 8 guys. So you've got Driscoll, Toth, Roderick, and Fred Johnson. You got Trevor Reed and Chim Okorafor, the 2 rookies in there. But we know who our starting tackles are. Now, Driscoll can provide you depth as a guard and tackle. Love his versatility. So hell yeah. Now, the rest of the guys, who wants to win a job? But the interior offensive line, I can show you that too. But Jarrid Williams was a tackle. But here are the inside guys. And I've told you, I get a lot of hate for this, but I think Tyler Steen will be the right guard. And look, I know the media and fans think they know more than the players and the trainers and Jeff Stoutland. But to me, if Jeff Stoutland thinks that this guy will be the right guard, I'm not trying to upset anyone. I just think Tyler Steen is going to be that right guard. And I guarantee you the media will be repeating everything I've said these past few months that you've heard me. And this happens every year, and that's good. We are here to change the game, change the narratives, stop them making up gang stories, stop them just hating anyone because they are a black man or a successful black. I mean, whatever their true hate comes from, their just desire to speak negatively about every player, every coach, every manager, owner that we've ever had. That's just their way of life. I can't be like that, man. Maybe it's because I almost died to just have a different mindset. I have no idea, but I've always been faithful to my Philly teams. And that's who I am, man. And death wasn't going to stop me. For those of you who are following me in the beginning, look, dude, I was on my deathbed, putting my effing Eagles jersey hanging over that stupid thing with all the things that are connected to you, whatever the F you call that, with all the bags hanging on it. I had my damn jersey hanging on it, walked around. They're like, sir, you're supposed to be in bed. I'm like, I don't give a damn. Those videos are probably some of the most hilarious effing videos of me talking trash to all the different fans. They literally didn't know if I was going to live or die. And I spent every day making them laugh, talking shit about, the Eagles. And that's what I found peace in. I know the Eagles can drive us crazy. And, that goes for all Philly sports teams. But, for me, I don't care, dude. Like losing my father, that was a huge chunk of my life. Creating this, it's like you guys and my girl, my kid, all of you guys are family. And you definitely filled that hole when I lost my father. And it's like, no matter what was going on in life, we always had our Philly sports, man. We were always watching the games, no matter how bad the teams were. We weren't these new age fans where it's like, I only watch when they win. It's like, dude, that's not going to be me, bro. And even on my deathbed, we sucked that year. We were terrible. I think we went 4-12. People were like, and I'm like, dude, I don't care. I will continue to talk trash. I am an Eagles fan. I believe in my team. And dude, in that time, That's when my girlfriend talked to me into creating On the Road to Victory. At that time, it was just making random ass live videos on Facebook. But, I created this. And the next season, we broke things down. We talked about Nick Foles, how the Eagles would win the Super Bowl. And, well, we did that. And I got a lot of hate my first year for breaking down how Nick Foles would win the Super Bowl, how, I believed in Corey Clement. Nelson Aguilar was going to have a good year. So I proved in my first year I knew what I was doing. And, being at my dad's grave during that Super Bowl, I'm like, if we win this thing, I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep going. So, dude, 5 years now. And each year I've done the draft, I get who we draft. It's like, bro, I'm coming for these people, dude. Do not think that not only do I love my birds, but I kind of know what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I don't understand how these people get jobs out here. And look, media content creators, their job is just to make stuff up, do stuff. That's fine. I'm talking about people that get paid that should know what they're talking about. It drives me insane. I was on my deathbed and literally I was like, I got to change this. If I do anything before I die, it's going to be change this. And well, that's where we're at. I have no idea how much time I got left, but I'm going to keep trucking. And I appreciate that, my man. And I'm doing it all for you guys. And it is for me too. I love this stuff. Do not get me twisted. I love talking about the Eagles, but I'd be doing this stuff regardless. Now, I wouldn't be creating 9,000 graphics a day, producing shows, turning into 70 people essentially, trying to be a social, media content manager, whatever, trying to be the host, the producer. I tried to do the job of, hundreds of people, and it gets nuts, but I'm doing my best. But I always tell you, if you guys ever need anything, you ever want anything, let me know, man. I'm here for you guys. That's what I'm here for. You girls, for you dragons, whatever. I'm not trying to offend anyone by saying that. I'm old school. I say, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not trying to upset anyone. Fishes and horses too. Whatever. I'm all about equality. I'm all about whatever. I just say things because I'm old school. So, ladies and gentlemen, I love each and every one of you, and I mean it. When you look death in the face, life gets a little bit different, man. I don't know. Yeah, this disease sucks ass, and things, they're definitely tougher, physically, mentally. I mean, you can see how effing skinny I am. I've always been a skinny guy, but dude, it sucks. But I'll be real with you, man. I would not be here without you guys. Now, clearly my family and all that, but you guys, I'm serious, dude. Being on your deathbed, when I got off, they went in, they killed my spleen, and they couldn't take out my spleen. They went in, they killed it. I had to be awake for every surgery that whole month, just letting you know, too. So that when they finally fixed me, they send me home, and I'm like, what? And they didn't fix me. They killed my spleen so that my platelets could go back up. Sorry, not trying to preach about weird stuff here, but dude, they just sent me right home, and it was like, but they took so much fluid off of me, they caused me to have an inguinal hernia, which means my testicle. So yeah, it was the size of a cantaloupe. If you can imagine, I didn't know it could be that. And I went right back to coaching baseball too. And I'm walking around with a guy. Whoa, dude, tough times. And I didn't quit then. And they told me I'd live with that forever. Guess what? Just like with Jalen Hurts, I don't listen to never. I don't hear, oh, you can't. Oh, is that so? Let me show you what I can. Well, that hernia is gone. I'm standing, and I just continue to get healthier. That's taking all 9 of the prescriptions. Subscriptions. Go ahead and subscribe below. But the prescriptions they gave me, none of them, dude. I'm an all-natural green kind of guy. And, well, you see me still standing here today. But, with all that, you guys gave me the power to keep going. You believed in me when I believed in the Eagles, when I believed in Hurts, when I believed in Howie and Sirianni, and got nothing but hate. Hope you die. Your disease. It's like, holy shit, dude. I'm sorry that I understand this stuff, but weird energy, man. Weird energy from these new Eagles fans. But, yo, and look, I love you guys. I do. And I know we all can get pissed off at our teams, but we go through it together. We're pissed off together. We can hate. We can be pissed off. I don't care. But one thing we don't do is turn our backs. We're not Cowboys fans. We don't erase the Eagles stuff, throw away our jerseys, and only become a fan when we're winning. That's not how this works. And a lot of people got mad at me because I stayed faithful these last few years and tried to teach them about Hurts and Howie and Sirianni. But it was not to be mean. It was literally to try to help educate. But hey, man, I'm very glad too. And, all I ever try to do, and anybody who knows me in my personal life, you know who I am. I'm the craziest mother effer you're ever going to meet. Now, I don't drink anymore, and I don't, do stupid shit, but I'm still wild. I'm still the craziest man you're ever going to meet. But one thing that I think, most people always like me for was the fact that I keep it real, man. I'm never going to sugarcoat shit. I'm always going to stand up to racists and morons that spread misinformation. That's literally how I've been for 37 years. My dad taught me that. He was a drug and alcohol counselor and just a badass dude that went to Vietnam, came back, realized that we're a shitty country and people really could use the help. So that's what he sought out to do. And man, I love that about him. So, look, dude, all I ever tried to do is spread the love, spread the kindness, man. And look, if you guys ever need anything, I say it, but I truly mean it. You ever need anything, reach out. It doesn't have to just be talking sports, but I know sometimes for me, it was easier just to talk with my dad about sports. And then that kind of opened the door to talk about other things, right? Because we don't feel comfortable calling ourselves out or being honest with ourselves. I think sometimes that could be really hard. I know it was for me, and that's how I almost died and drank myself into oblivion. Do not ever get to that point. And I'm sorry if I'm getting off track here, but I want you guys to know that I truly am here for you. And a couple of you have reached out recently, and we've been having some great conversations. We all go through things. Do not let the world get it twisted. But if you are not one of those elitists, you're going to have the world much differently. You know, you're not going to be handed everything. You're going to see things differently. You're going to struggle. I know what struggle is. And a lot of people don't understand that. I know in this world, it's, you know, this month we are supposed to care. This week is celebrate this. Bro, I'm never going to be like that. It's every day, every year, every month. I don't care. I'm celebrating mental health. I'm celebrating all of the great things we need to talk about because, bro, this world's effed up. And no matter what anybody says, bro, we all need help. So I'm here if you need me. Now, I'm no counselor. I'm no priest. I do not know what you're going to need, but I'm going to give you my experiences and we're going to talk about what you're going through and we can figure out what the right move is for you. I just want you all to know I'm here for you. Cannot thank you all enough for being here for me, but yo, I got to get rolling here. I got so much more to do today and I wanted to put out that schedule show tonight. So I'm going to try to get back home, get that in time. But if it's not tonight, then it will be tomorrow. But yo, my dude, yo, hope you're doing well. Double G in the building. But I got to get rolling here, man. If you re-watch this, check it out. Let me know your thoughts on it. Appreciate you tuning in, my man, Twisted. Love to see the love being shared. Dude, look at my hair right now, bro. It is so effing hot out there. I'm sweating. Like, it is unbelievable. And then I've got neighbors who always wait for me to go outside. And then when they see me, it's like, oh, let me talk. And it's like, no, dude, like I got stuff to do today. Like I got to go to the shop, clear out all the weeds there. So I'm going to lose my mind. So if the Eagles do anything, I'll make a video on it when I get back home. But I got to get rolling here. Hope you're all having a great day. And again, if you need anything, reach out. You got any questions about the Eagles, leave them down below. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all have yourselves a great day. And as always, say it with me now, chat. Go Birds!